Live from the CBW Radio UK studios in Chelmsford, this is Off the Record with Big C and his trusty companions, Jazzy Jeff and Stinky Pete.
Yeah, the three amigos are back. Welcome to Off the Record. The stuff we talk about before we go on air is hardly amusing. There'll be, I'm sure, an uncut video of of some of these little chats at some point. Welcome. This is Off the Record. Thanks for tuning in. Or whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Twitter or Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, or on YouTube, we're on there. And yeah, Off the Record with Stinky Pete and Jazzy Jeff and me, Big C, here in the broadcasting capital of the world. After Cleveland, obviously, but the birthplace of radio anyway, Chelmsford. How are we, guys? Stinky Pete and Jazzy Jeff, are we good?
We are good. Apart from having a sore throat, we're very good. Thank you.
Apart from the sore throat, you're very good. Okay, yeah. And Stinks is Dan.
Well, I survived the dentist this morning without any further nightmares, so that was good. And I had a very interesting night away last night, and watched the Spurs game on the TV with a few mates, and yeah, it was all right. Apart from that, life's life.
It was torturous watching that game, sitting at the game. Blimey.
It wasn't the best game of football in history, but we didn't let in any goals. So
that's got to be good, isn't it? It's got to be good. Yeah, wonderful stuff. And we've only let one goal in so far, haven't we, in league and cups?
Yeah.
Probably Doncaster will score a hatful against us next week, Nick.
Yeah, well, obviously when we put out our C team. But,
which reminds me, that Off the Record will be on Tuesday next week. Tell you more about that nearer the time. But what have we got today? Well, I'll tell you what we got today. This is episode 181. And that's Series 7, episode 11. And we have been doing irregularly, I would say, a bit of a theme of albums beginning with certain letters and picking our favourites, whether it be 10, whether it be more or less. If it's what was the letter we struggled with, J or K?
J and K.
J and K, yeah, which we merged into one. But today, L was all right, actually. And this one I think will be all right as well. I'm assuming you guys didn't have any trouble with the letter M.
No, none at all.
I was surprised that I had as many as, having taken on Pete's mantle of saying, I'll see if I've got enough of these to go through the whole 10.
Yeah.
I discovered I'd actually got 14 beginning with an M, which was a bit of a surprise, to be honest.
We're not counting things like more of the Black and White Minstrels or something like that.
No, but what a great album that would be.
That would be.
But like you cannot get
Motown Magic Volume 76.
Yes. That's much better than 74 and 75, I thought.
Way better.
Yeah. So yeah, Black and White Minstrels, blimey, that is going back, isn't it? We used to go
apart
and
from
see
the
them.
black and white bit, they were really quite good.
Yes, they weren't bad singers. They weren't bad singers. Di Francis.
Yes.
John Bolter, was it? I think
John Bolter.
Yeah.
And Tony Mercer.
Wasn't he the
sort of the deep sort of baritone sort of?
Wasn't he the manager of Manchester City?
Could have been.
There was a Mercer.
Joe Mercer.
Joe Mercer. Close.
Yeah. Sorry, wrong Mercer. Yeah. I was close.
Yeah,
but wasn't it somebody and somebody's Black and White Minstrels? Anyway,
yeah, it was.
Like Noel Gallagher's Black and White Minstrels or something.
Oh yeah, it was. It was. Oh no,
Pearl and Dean.
It wasn't Dean.
Black and White Minstrels.
Don't see that so much these days, do you?
No,
who was the creator of the Black and White Minstrels? That's the question. Anybody knows? Put it on a message board, and or we'll look it up at some point. I might look it up in a minute.
Send us a text.
It's going to kick myself when I see it. But yeah, we saw. No, it wasn't the Black and White Minstrels actually. We went into London to see them. We went regularly. I was going to say we saw John Laveridge in London.
No, geography teacher.
Yeah, geography teacher.
My form master, my first 2 years at Buckle.
Bugs.
Yeah.
He was a really nice guy.
He was lovely. And he was the only person who actually was a teacher as opposed to a mathematician or a chemist or whatever. He actually could teach.
Yeah, he was okay.
Great. He was good fun. He was good fun.
I do believe he's past his mortal coil now.
No,
I do believe he has.
Oh, that is terrible. I remember.
I seem to remember reading it in one of what's his name's excessive booklets that we get occasionally.
Yeah.
The Buck of Still, the Blackwellians thing.
No, that's very sad because I've got a very fond memory of Bugs Loveridge, which was him arriving with someone else who I can't remember which teacher it was in the Three Colts in Buckerstill on a lunchtime and being somewhat shocked to discover me, Graham Seeley, and most of the rest of the sixth form in there playing pool. And then we got him playing pool and he had a few too many gins and then we had to drive him back to school. So it was quite amusing. Nice guy.
Was it another geography teacher in there then?
No, Tommy Leake is not a man who would go.
Tommy Leake, I was going to say Tommy Leake.
No, definitely not. He's much more like to throw a blackboard compass at your head.
I think he went on a geography field trip with John Loveridge and the gang, and there was a female geography teacher as well. Alison, yeah, Hall. She was on it.
Alison something or other.
Yeah, you might be right with Hall.
She married Mr. White. The maths teacher.
Mr. White. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Blimey. Yeah, I think
when we're not on air,
and
we've got another people who've got more important things to listen to. I'll tell you funny story about her on the geography.
Yeah, all right. We'll get on to the M albums. I think it's probably
I've got a funny geography trip story as well. So, geography trips are fun.
Save that up for a rainy day. Right, M albums. What have we got? Quite a few, I think. Who's going to start then?
I've got 18 that I own. So, and that was without looking too hard. So
I've dropped at least 3 of mine out that I thought Pete will just do. So I didn't do it.
But this is as usual. I've probably left out and the ones that you think I've definitely like to do. So
I've got a list of ones that I thought you could choose. I must admit.
Yeah.
Well, I must admit, I struggle more with Jeff picking his. I've got one he might choose, because Jeff. How can I say this? He's a bit more varied in what he likes, and it is. I know Stinks is going to really come down on me hard on that because he'll say that's not true. But yeah, you like sort of varied things, and I wouldn't have you listening to X or Y. So it's difficult. Whether or not you got the one I've chosen for you is another matter. But I've got about 13 down for Stinks, so we'll see. He might not choose them deliberately, as you said.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for you, Cole, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Pete.
Okay, shall I start for a change?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, whether you've got this one down for me or not, you might well do. Stinks will know. He knows this person taught him geography at school or something. No, English, wasn't it? At college in Loughton.
Doesn't matter.
The question is, which album is it?
Well, it is their best album, in my humble opinion, and it came out in 1980. It was their third album. It was Making Movies,
which I own, but did not have on my list because I forgot I owned it and that it began with M.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, there are 2 M's, Making and Movies.
Yes, indeed.
You've had a mare there, haven't you? I've had a mare because it's a very good album.
But the problem is that with vinyl collect, when you got CDs, it's easy. You just scan down the rack, you see the things with them, and you go right, okay. With the vinyl, I've got to lie on the floor, and 2, because they're so old, you can't actually see half of the spines. So then you got to drag the bloody things out, and you get to the point you go, no, I've lost the will to live now.
Oh, it's easy for me then because I'm all digitalized. And the music is as well. So the things like I just get into my iTunes and sort them into our album title order, and I know that if they're on there, I've got the albums or CDs or something anyway. So it works out quite nicely. Anyway, Making Movies, number 4 it got to in the UK, number 19 in the US. A couple of singles, Romeo and Juliet, superb, number 8 single, and Tunnel of Love, which didn't do so well in the charts, only got to 54, but it featured in the movie Officer and a Gentleman, I believe, with Richard Gere.
Yeah.
And I love the album. As to quote Stinks, early doors here, not a duff track on it.
Agreed. Fantastic.
Roy Bittan, is it, or Bittan? Bruce Springsteen from the E Street Band was recruited by the producer of this album, Jimmy Iovine, who worked with Bruce Springsteen quite a bit. So he was involved on a lot of the tracks. Only 3 Dire Straits members, original members, John Illsley, Mark Knopfler, of course, and Pick Withers on drums, because Mark's brother David had quit during the recording, and Mark Knopfler then redid his guitar work. They had a bit of a dispute, as brothers do, apart from you two, obviously.
Like, we don't dispute anything.
No.
Yeah. We see most
You
things
just say Stinks is right. That's a lot easier.
Music.
It's a lot easier to just say agree with Stinks. That's probably the best thing. And yeah, there were 4 tracks that didn't make it on the album. One was called Making Movies, funnily enough. And the other 3 were Suicide Towers and Twisting by the Pool, which did make it onto an EP later on, and Sucker for Punishment. Although the song Making Movies, which would have been the title track, was sort of reworked into Espresso Love, the song Espresso Love on the album. And some of the lyrics from Making Movies survived in another track on the album, Skate Away, which closed side 1. I just love the album. All 7 tracks on it. And side 1 is probably my preference, with Tunnel of Love, Romeo and Juliet, and Skate Away. But the side 2 as well, Espresso Love's a great song. Hand in Hand, Solid Rock, which I heard on the B-side of Romeo and Juliet when it first came out, great song, and Les Boys, as they call it, finishing the album. So Making Movies for me, Dire Straits.
Excellent.
Who's next? Jeff, go on.
Okay, well, I'll start with the obvious one, which you will have written down probably because I can't see why you wouldn't have done. 1959. No? Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. Mingus are oo, or if you rather, Mingus are Mingus, which is Charlie Mingus's main album. It's not his main album, but it's the album that everybody knows. Released the same year as Kind of Blue by Miles Davis, which means that all the people involved with all that sort of genre say it's the pivotal year for modern jazz. Charlie Mingus, best bass player that's ever walked the face of the earth. But he's a little bit out there quite often. He's a bit harder to deal with than a lot of other people in what he produces in the jazz that he plays, but not on this album. So basically, this is, if you want to look at modern jazz, it's this album you should play, because it's relatively accessible, it's quite varied, and it's beautifully played. Fables for Forbes is probably the one that everybody knows the tune of. Goodbye Pork Pie Hat is superb. Better Get It Into Your Soul as well. If somebody wants to listen to a modern-esque style jazz album to understand what jazz is about, this is the album to listen to.
Okay. Mingus are
Well, Mingus are or sometimes it's called Mingus are Mingus.
Okay.
I don't know why, but yeah, I think the official title is Mingus are
Like Toys R Us, that sort of thing.
Indeed,
Really.
but they've gone bust. So it's Toys Were Us now.
All right, Toys Were Us. Yeah.
Now, interestingly, in Chipping Norton, there is a Toys R Us on the high street. And Ralph and I were musing about whether they have just decided that since Toys R Us have gone bust, they can't be prosecuted, or whether they bought the name or something. But there is now a Toys R Us in Chipping Norton.
Is it ARE or backwards R?
It's backwards R. It's literally Toys R Us.
Interesting.
With the giraffe.
So,
Mingus, Charlie Mingus. Okay, right. Some jazz from Jazzy.
I would choose Fables for Phobos tomorrow, but it's 8.5 minutes long, and that's probably unfair on somebody else who's got a 4-minute one, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's probably It might be the shortest track on the album, for all I know. To be honest,
It's not.
it's not. I'm just going to look it up. While Pete gives us his, I'll look it up.
Well, I'm going to cheat for my first one, and I don't care because it's our podcast. I am going with a 1978 promotional album, which I bought for 99 pence through Melody Maker, and it is Major Road Ahead, which is a various artists album featuring Stanley Clarke, Al Di Meola, Ramsey Lewis, Eric Gale, John McLaughlin, Bob James, George Duke, and Billy Cobham. And
we're talking more jazz then.
No, it's not.
Okay.
There's not a Duff track on the album because basically what it is a promotional copy for the latest albums from each of these particular players. It's not trad jazz in any way, shape, or form. It's a mixture of jazz fusion and kind of a vague jazz rock kind of thing. There's a
lot of funk on it as well.
Yes, and I was going to say, one particular one that is very funky, which I'll come to in a minute. But I like all the tracks. I love the album. I play it very regularly. But I guess the standout tracks for me are Egyptian Dancer or Egyptian Danza by Al Di Meola, who's this amazing guitarist. Tequila Mockingbird, the Ramsey Lewis track. Multiplication by Eric Gale, and it shows off Eric Gale doing what Eric Gale does best, which is being just one of the great guitarists. The worst track on the album is the John McLaughlin one. Heads by Bob James is a great track. I mean, you've played that for me before. The funk one is George Duke, Reach for It, which I think I will choose tomorrow because it's a real slab of funk. And then Billy Cobham, who was the drummer with Marvish, who does this thing called Puffin Stuff, which is basically an early anti-smoking message, but kind of tongue-in-cheek. But it's an absolutely brilliant album. And it's one of those things where you go, oh, well, how bad can it be for 99p? And, it arrived in its box and I shoved it on the turntable for the first time and I thought, this is absolutely brilliant. It really is. I mean, Jeff, you know it as well. It's a terrific.
I own it and I've forgotten I owned it.
I didn't know you owned it. Oh, right. Okay.
I can't find it on Wiki at all.
No, well, you won't because it was a promotional album.
Right. Okay. I'll have to Google it at some point then. It's probably on there somewhere. Probably on Discogs or something like that. Right, onwards and upwards then. Major Road Ahead. I've got another one from, what year are we talking? 73. We'll do that one next. Some of these albums, it's difficult. I think you had some of this the other day, maybe with your L albums, when I jokingly said, oh, you're picking albums that you don't necessarily like, but they're just memories or something. Or maybe that was singles we did. I can't remember. But some albums, like today, actually, I played the Roy Wood album called Mustard. Right. And I remember getting it. It brought back memories of getting the album, and I played it today on the show. And sometimes you get bogged down. Maybe it's not the right word, but you can over exaggerate how good an album is because of one particular track that you really love. But then you sort of get to think that the rest of it is brilliant as well, when in fact it's a little bit out there, which it was for me when I played it back tonight. It's like watching an old film when you really loved it, and then you look at it now and think, well, this is crap. Why did I like this? A bit like that. It's not crap, Mustard. It isn't. But some of them, I'm going to go for this one. It's a band. It was their 6th album in 1973, actually. And their last to feature Mick Ralphs, who then went on to form Bad Company. No, not. Right,
right. No, hang on.
Not him.
Yes, he did go on to form Bad Company.
It was the first without the original keyboard guy, Verden Allen. So the keys were played by Mick Ralphs as well. It got to number 7 here in the UK. The album got to 35 in the US. Probably helped. They captured a few US fans, I think, because of the airplay they got from their, I think, the 2nd single from the album, which was all about, it was sort of based on truth, on true facts, because Mick Ralphs did lose his guitar He's flown halfway across the States before he realised that he'd forgotten his guitar. Hence, on one of the tracks, Ballad of Mott, which I might play tomorrow, actually, he's talking about Mick lost his guitar, and Vernon's just a rock and roll star or something like that. So when he did find the guitar, he was told by the person that had it, "You rock and rolls are all the same," which is again from that same song. The song is all the way from Memphis. The album, Mott.
Mott the Uber.
Mott the Hoople is the band, and the album is Mott. So Honolulu Boogie was another hit from it. Got to number 12, which featured Roxy Music's Andy Mackay
On
on saxophone. Talking to saxophone. A bit of gratuitous sax never goes amiss, as we know.
Violins.
Honolulu, a made-up word. But, I mean, they're the two top tracks on it. But there are others like WizKid, Him for the Dudes isn't a bad song, Driving Sister. But I think All the Way from Memphis is a great opening. I think it's my favourite Mott album, actually. So it's Mott for me, Mott the Hoople from 73. Jeffrey.
I'm going to go, but it is well documented already on OTR that I'm not a big fan of live albums.
No.
Having said that, I've picked two today.
Interesting.
This is the first one. This is 1970. And you both spoke about it last week during your podcast that you were doing for the show. For the chart. The chart.
Was it in that chart then, was it?
No, but it was a clue that you gave to Pete because Pete was being really stupid and couldn't get the answer.
No, I wasn't. I got the whole damn thing right.
No, you're not this one, you didn't. So it doesn't matter.
No,
so,
it doesn't matter.
This is Mad Dog and Englishman. Which is the Joe Cocker Live album.
Cocker. Yeah.
And you couldn't get Leon Russell last week.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Leon Carney Russell. Yeah.
So, I think it's unfair that this is a Joe Cocker album because actually it's a Leon Russell album with Joe Cocker singing.
Yeah.
Because the music behind it was all put together by Russell. The tour story is really interesting, worth a read on its own. And if you get the latest edition, like the 40th anniversary or whatever it was, 50th anniversary, it's got a whole booklet about it all, and it's really, really quite interesting. Huge egos clashing, angst on stage, angst off stage. The whole thing was put together in a matter of no time at all on the back of Cocker's Get By With a Little Help from My Friends success.
From Woodstock.
Which, interestingly, wasn't on the original live album. So it was only put on later. On the 2005 relaunch, which is a bit weird. 16 songs, of which only 4 are on Joe Cocker's first 2 albums. This will be his third. The rest are all covers or Leon Russell songs. But the band is outstanding. The band is Delaney and Bonnie, Jim the Murderer Gordon, Rita Coolidge, Carl Riddell from Derek and the Dominoes, Danny Cordell. Do you remember Danny Cordell? Who was the Moody Blues
can't remember Danny Cordell.
Producer. Is on backing vocals.
Okay.
No idea why, unless he was producing the stuff as well at the same time. With a lady called Claudia Lanier. Any idea who Claudia Lanier is?
No.
Lanier.
Claudia. No.
She is the person who is allegedly the subject of Brown Sugar. How come you taste so good?
Oh, really?
Well,
allegedly.
Interesting.
So it's got Honky Tonk Woman on it. It's got Cry Me With River. It's got Bird on the Wire. Rita Coolidge does a version of Superstar, which is really good and not anywhere near as good as Karen Carpenter's one. It's got a piece, Give Peace a Chance on it. She came through the bathroom window. It's a good album because it's got a good band on it.
Yeah.
But you can feel the tension on the album. They don't quite argue live on it, but you can kind of like go, oh, this is Leon. Oh, no, this is Joe. You know, it's that sort of thing. But it's worth a listen. It's of its nature. It's of its time. But of the live albums that are out there,
You
I'm
think it's
happy
a good
with
one?
it. Yeah.
So it's not, they didn't have an argument like Glenn Fry and Don Felder for the Eagles. You remember they were like slanging matches.
They almost went for each
Get
other.
you when you
didn't
get after we finish here.
they?
Come to, I'll
No.
see you outside, that kind of thing, wasn't it?
No, they didn't.
Okay.
But I mean, there was one stage where Leon Russell's, I can't remember which song it's on now, where you go, hang on, he's playing far too many notes here. Like, he's just putting himself out there. I mean, he was prone to do that sort of thing anyway. That was his style. But yeah, it's worth a listen.
Mad Dogs and the Englishman. Okay.
Mad Dogs and Englishmen.
You're right. It doesn't sound like a Joe Cocker album per se, does it?
No, it's what I say. It's his name's against it because he's the lead vocalist.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Okay, Stinky, what you got?
Well, since my brother has gone with a live album, I shall go with a live album too.
Yeah, but it's unusual for Jeff. It's not unusual for you.
No, it's the only live album on my list of 18 albums that I have.
I haven't got a live album down for you. Interesting.
I have got 1975, and this is an M album, and the band is also an M. It is Maximum Darkness by Man.
Oh,
now that's interesting because I've got you down for a Man album, but it's not Maximum Darkness.
There we go.
I've got you down for Man.
Yeah, I haven't chosen that.
Which is the first one.
But because I don't own it. So again, this is all ones that I own.
You want it because I've got it and I don't like it.
Well, you can give it to me then. Actually, have I got it? No, I don't think oh, maybe I have. I can't remember. I've got 2 or 3 of theirs. Gordon's collecting the rest for me somewhere down the line. Anyway, so it was kind of like an album that was recorded towards the end of their kind of main Man career. I know they came and went, but their kind of golden period from 70 to 75, 76. And so it was towards the end. It's an interesting, I mean, it's the classic lineup. It's Mickey Jones, it's Deke Leonard, it's Terry Williams, and it's Martin Ace. But he's also got the guest star, John Cipollina, on it. It's only 1, 2, 3. It's only 5 tracks. So it's got It's got a blinding version of 7171551. It's got a good version of Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You.
What, the Zeppelin thing?
Eh?
The Zeppelin thing?
No.
Baby, I'm Gonna Leave You.
No, just them. Oh, maybe it is. There's well, if it is, it's so different. Maybe it is. I can't remember.
Yeah, okay.
But Codeine is on it, which is one of their one of the ones that they always used to play live. Many a call, but few stand up or few get up. And then the final number is Bananas, which was always, I don't think it was always the last number, but it pretty well always was. And that kind of, along with 7171551, became kind of like Man's signature song. So I thought I'd chuck that one in there. It's an album I play every now and again. I enjoy it when I play it. And I've owned it since 1978, so it's one of the old ones.
It's interesting to say about playing the album. I actually played one of these possible M albums earlier on today, and I forgot how much I enjoyed it. I mean, I'll come on to it, no doubt. I've got another one from the same year actually as your Maximum Darkness. This is I'm not going to waste time because we can get through a few more albums. A band from Canvey Island, that might narrow it down.
Could it be Dr. Feelgood?
It is Dr. Feelgood. And the album, do you know the album?
No.
Album. It was their second album. It was...
yeah, I do, but I can't remember the name.
It's Malpractice.
Malpractice, yeah.
It's sort of a... For those that don't know Dr. Feelgood, it's nothing to do with Motley Crue. I still think Motley Crue should have a song called...
No, Dr. Feelgood should have a song called Motley Crue.
Surely, Dr. Feelgood should have a song called Motley Crue. Yeah, get it right. Senility, that's what it is. But yeah, it's sort of R&B, pub rock and roll combined, really. With Wilco Johnson, certainly in the first 3 albums, or 4 if you count the live one, choppy guitar style and the sort of fag-fueled voice of Lee Brillo up front. And their drainpipe suits and short hair and surly demeanor, I would say, was quite the thing back then. And they did as much as a sort of link between that and punk as any band, I think.
Yeah.
They got their name from an American blues pianist called Sugar Willie, wait for it, Sugar Willie Perryman, who's also known as Piano Red, who released a record as Dr. Feelgood and the Interns. And that's where they got the name from. But they were known for their live performances, and of course, the first two albums didn't. Although this did get to 17 in the UK, I was surprised, but it did. But their third album was the live album, Stupidity, was their first number one album, which was weird. Their first number one was alive, and they've had studio ones before, but it was a great one.
Well, that was probably the case for Peter Frampton, wasn't it?
Oh, well, yeah, true. There are some bands are known for their live album as being their greatest achievement. Probably Stupidity could be argued, and Frampton certainly is. I'm thinking Cheap Trick's another one actually at Budokan.
Yeah, live at the Budokan and UFOs, Strangers in the Night. That's
yeah. And what else? Singles Back in the Night didn't do anything, but a few Wilco Johnson originals, a few covers on there. Rolling and Tumbling. It's a great Delta blues classic. Don't You Just Know It, which a few people have recorded. Huey Piano Smith song.
Clapton does Rolling and Tumbling on.
Yeah, he does on Unplugged.
On the live app, the Unplugged.
He does.
Yeah.
Bobby Parker's Watch Your Steps on there. Lieber Stoller song Right and Cell Block Number 9. And there are a few originals as well, like Going Back Home, which he wrote with Wilco wrote with Mick Green of the Pirates. Back in the Night was an original Wilco Johnson song as well. Love Feel Good, the early Feel Good. I must admit, I did love the early Feel Good. Malpractice for me, 75. Jeffrey.
Okay. Right. Okay. I might as well do my other live album while we're here. 1977. I have seen these guys live, but not this recording. I have seen these guys live with my big brother, who swears blind that it was in one particular place, but it wasn't. So I saw these guys live at the Manchester Free Trade Hall.
Okay.
With Pete and his mate Jeff. So this is Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers.
Modern Lovers,
okay.
Live, but it's called Modern Lovers Live.
Modern Lovers Live, yeah.
Oh, see, I had Modern Lovers as a possibility of the studio album, Modern Lovers, for you.
That's interesting. So I don't own that one, which is why I've got.
Okay, fair enough.
And again, okay, so Modern Lovers were very laid back in their presentation. They weren't loud. They weren't so. From a live perspective, you get all the notes that they're playing, which is one of my arguments against the live stuff. You don't hear what's going on. It's apparently it's bubblegum music. We've had this conversation before. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. But
I'll tell you what it means, actually. Bubblegum music. Sweet and disposable.
Excellent. Well, I don't think that's true because it isn't. I mean, it is sweet, I suppose. I would say probably more so with the Modern Lovers that they were subdued new wave.
I would agree. Absolutely.
But you know, but this is quite childish. So Egyptian Reggae's on it, which I think is a great little song.
Yeah.
There's an 8-minute version of Ice Cream Man, which is just a tad excessive, but that's live, and that's one of the issues that I have with live albums. Little Cook Huckin' is a great song, and there's lots of littles. There's a Little Aeroplane, Little Dinosaur, Little Insects, and Little Cook Huckin'. The finale of it is Morning of Our Lives, which is just a beautiful song, and Richmond's naive voice puts it across. The best part of it is his absolute insistence with the audience that they're not going to play Roadrunner.
No, I was just about to ask you the same question. Is Roadrunner
it's not on it. They will, and he will not play it. And the people keep shouting out, and he's going, "No, I'm not playing it." So, but as live albums go, it's clean, it's clear. You get all the stuff. It's naive to the nth degree, and it's well worth a listen.
Okay, I'm getting some new albums that maybe I listen to.
I don't think Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers were big enough to play the Free Trade Hall.
Well, you cannot think what you
I
like.
think we saw him at the Palace Theatre.
Yeah, I know you do, and you are wrong.
I will check this because I have a note somewhere of every gig I've ever been to and where I went.
So do I, and I have the ticket.
Oh, well, if you've got the ticket, I'm wrong. Okay. But
Can
I
you
actually,
clip
I
that?
must have
Can
the
you
ticket
clip
as well.
that as well?
Yes, sir.
I'm wrong. Talking of Palace, Victoria Palace is where we saw the Black and White Minstrels. Funnily enough, taking us back to that. And I've just had a light bulb. George Mitchell.
Yes.
George
And the Black and White
Mitchell.
Minstrels.
Oh,
He
the
was
Black
the guy.
Yeah, Black and White
they were
Minstrels.
his,
Yeah, George
Yes,
Mitchell.
right, there we
Yes.
go. Well done. Excellent.
I should have known that because I think we had a next door neighbour in Hoddesdon in Hertfordshire who was called George Mitchell, funnily enough, but it wasn't him. Unless he had a wife called Mavis as well. I don't know. Don't get many Mavises around nowadays, do you?
We had
Well,
an uncle called Mavis.
our aunt, we had an aunt called Mavis.
Oh,
That was
really?
his sister.
Yeah.
I walked into that, didn't I?
Auntie Mavis.
What do
Rave the
I know?
rave.
Auntie
Yeah,
Maeve,
but
Maeve the
with
Rave.
respect, how old is she?
Dead.
Oh, right. Okay, maybe I could have worded that better. When was she born? Yeah.
You just walked into that a second time,
think
Cole.
born
Cut
in-
quick while you're
Oh,
ahead.
shut up now. Stink, what do you got for album?
31, I think she was born.
All right, okay.
Was she 31 or 32? Mum was 30, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I think she was 2 years younger. But anyway.
All right.
Later.
Okay. I'm going with a 1975 release, which was released posthumously.
Oh,
This gentleman. And it is a series of demos overdubbed by musicians who never actually played with the individual concerned. He got to number 43 in the US. He got to number 46 in the UK. It was, quote unquote, not well received. Now,
was it Hendrix?
yes.
Oh, well, okay. I've got a feeling
Right. So
it was
it's Hendrix, and the album is Midnight Lightning, which was the second. I think it was the second of the albums that were brought out after he died. I've chosen it because it's the very, very first Hendrix album I ever bought. So it's I've got 3 Hendrixes on vinyl. I've got Hendrix in the West, and I've got an early one with Curtis, whatever his name was, that he used to play with when he was in Greenwich Village, which is kind of like a not music for pleasure, but one of those sort of compilation albums. So this was the first one which I went out and bought in a record store, and it's stuff. It's overdubs and demos from 1968 to 1970. It's got some really good tracks on it. So Hear My Trainer Coming, Gypsy Boy, New Rising Sun, his version of Blue Suede Shoes, and Machine Gun, which is another Hendrix classic. They're the kind of like the 4 best tracks for me. It's a bit of an oddity. I think I've got all the Hendrix. I think I've got all the Hendrix stuff. So all of the more recent stuff, though, Valleys of Neptune and the stuff that's come out recently, I've got all of that lot, and they are all original recordings which have just been tidied up, cleaned up. This was different because they just basically took his demos and nailed musicians he'd never played with into it. So it isn't. It is Hendrix on guitar, but it's not really a Hendrix record. It's a kind of a bit of a mishmash. But I love the version of Gypsy Boy, New Rising Sun on it, and I love Hear My Trainer Coming. And it's got a kind of nostalgic thing because I remember going and buying it and playing it at home for the first time. And it begins with M, so I've included it.
It's going to be another one I'm going to have difficulty finding. It's not down as Jimi Hendrix. It's down as a Jimi Hendrix album, is it?
I don't know. I've got it as it is Jimi Hendrix, Midnight Lightning. But
okay, all right.
No idea.
Curtis Knight, that was the guy you're thinking of, wasn't it?
Curtis Knight, yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, I've got an album, him and Curtis Knight, which is a good album, but it's just not really Hendrix.
It wouldn't be a podcast, and it wouldn't be me if I didn't mention this particular band, and not that particular band actually, but another particular band. And I'm
they Latin?
It's not that. It is Latin, yeah.
Not as much.
Which
the Beatles isn't.
Correct. Okay. So, Status Quo. I'm going for their third album. It was like a transitional album before Dog or Two Head, which came out in 71. But it was the first one they had which sort of veered away from their psychedelic sound and the multicolored suits and stuff, and more moving towards, well, you might laugh, but hard rock.
Absolutely.
But it's not Deep Purple, I know, but it's maybe a more commercial a Deep Purple. It was bookended by a couple of singles which did chart: Down the Dustpipe, which of course Tony Blackburn didn't like, which is always a good sign for a single.
Absolutely.
Down the Dustbin with that, he said when it was reviewed. And In My Chair, which was another one which was a just about top 20, maybe it was 21 or something. Francis Rossi Young. So that was the first Rossi Young, I think, song. No, that would have come out after the album actually. But there are a few Rossi Young songs. So Rossi wrote with Bob Young, he's a harmonica player and lyricist as well. And they're great songs. Paper Plane, Down Down, Caroline, Break the Rules or whatever. A number of Rossi Young songs. And the first one actually published is the first one released was the first track on the album, Spinning Wheel Blues. Which is so Status Quo, it's unbelievable. They also wrote Shy Fly, Need Your Love, April, Spring, Summer, Wednesdays. You might remember that one. I was just thinking of, I don't know why, I forgot to say at the time, you mentioned Egyptian reggae, Jeff. Is that the song is that an instrumental?
Yeah.
Is that, it just goes, din, 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 din. Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Similar. That's the one. All right. I digress. Rossi Parfit songs, there's a couple on there. One is Everything, which is like a real, unlike Status Quo, ballad, strings and all, with Rick Parfitt as the singer. A couple of Alan Lancaster songs. Also featured on there's a Peter Green song, Lazy Poker Blues, and Junior's Wailing first appeared on this album, which they ended up using as the opening track. The opening song live certainly was when I first saw them live in 76. They were still doing it as the opening song. It didn't chart in the UK, and obviously it didn't chart in the US. It came out in 1970, and it's called, it's with an M, Ma Kelly's Greasy Spoon. Because it's a great cover of like an old 60s cafe with the imagine the tablecloth, the sort of checkered tablecloth on the table with this old woman with a fag going out of her mouth.
Yeah,
that's a cigarette for those listening or watching in the States. Mark Kelly's Greasy Spoon, Status Quo. I thought I had to have him in there. Right, Jazzy Jeff, over to you, sir.
Shall I bring us relatively up to date? And when I say relatively up to date, I mean less than 10 years old.
That's up to date.
That is up to date. So this is 2016. This is their second studio album by this duo from Stevenage.
Duo from Stevenage?
People who managed to escape from Stevenage.
Are you ready for this? This is a little bit of a thing going on here. Ready? A couple of weeks ago, we talked about something, I can't remember what it was, and it was the fastest selling album of the week, of the year, or whatever it was, and it sold 200,000 in the first week. And I remember thinking that.
I remember this conversation.
This album, was the fastest selling UK country album of all time. And it sold, you ready for this? 14,913 in the first week. So that shows the difference between album sales in the 2000s and album sales in the 1970s.
Yeah.
Certified gold. So the album is My Universe.
Oh, yeah, you have mentioned this before.
By the Shires.
Oh, the Shires. I was thinking of Haim for some reason, but they're American, aren't they?
They're American and not from Stevenage.
No, I wondered.
Stevenage, maybe more at home in Stamford Hill, let's put it that way.
Yes.
Yes.
Stevenage, the place. There's something about Stevenage.
It's got really good roads out.
Lights. No traffic lights in Stevenage. There's something weird about
No,
Stevenage.
Stevenage definitely does have traffic lights because I've been
definitely
Maybe it does
one
now.
outside
Maybe it didn't.
Tesco's.
I don't know. Maybe it didn't.
It
But it was
might
one.
have
Was
done.
it the first new town, or was that Harlow?
No, it was Harlow.
It was Harlow.
Yeah.
My dad used to hate Harlow.
Well, I still do.
Yeah,
I pretty much hate Stevenage as well, but I spent a lot of time
Yeah,
there.
no,
Anyway,
Stevenage is crap.
yeah.
The-
My universe. Okay.
the first album there, which was called Brave, is fabulous, and on the back of it, they were found by the country scene in America, and this one was done. This one was produced and recorded in Nashville, and it's slicker, but it's slightly underproduced, which a lot of the Nashville stuff can be. It's a good album, but in my very, very humble and uneducated opinion, it is not as good as Brave. It's not as good as the first album. But it's modern country, which I quite like in general. The standout track on it is My Universe. It's a great song. But there's Daddy's Little Girl's nice. Desperate is nice. I'm Not Even Drunk Right Now is a bit weird, but that's nice as well.
I thought that was what you're saying to us there, not the song title.
I'm Not Even Drunk Right Now. Which is it, yeah. But yeah, it's of its nature. It's a really good album, and the Shires they just gel so well together, and they are an English country band, which is relatively unusual, like proper country,
Proper English. Yeah.
Proper English,
Well, we've got
proper-
Ags Connolly. We've got Ags Connolly, the greatest English
Well,
country
absolutely,
songwriter
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Got to get him back on again as well. Then you can tell him how much you dig country music, Stinks.
Well, so far when Ags has been on, there's been 2 weeks where I haven't been here.
No,
So,
I know.
nothing against Ags, but I think the sensible thing is when I'm not here, have Ags on with Jeff, because then you can talk about country music and I cannot have to say anything.
I think you will be surprised at how Brave you would definitely like. My Universe you would probably like.
Okay.
Well, they're female, are they?
Does it have cowboy boots and Stetsons and people going yee-haw?
One of each is the answer.
One of each. Okay.
So the singer is there's a guy and a girl, and obviously they have a backing band that a studio band, but they are touring next year, I believe. So
Have they just issued sort of a reworked versions of some of their old songs?
they have. I think they've just issued an EP. I think that's got half a dozen songs on it that are reworks of previous stuff. I think. I can't remember.
I thought I saw, yeah, but what's called an EP these days? An EP in my day was just like
Three
tracks,
songs,
wasn't it? Two on one side, two on the other. But
Yeah.
now an EP, extended play, can have like 8 tracks on it, and you think it's an album. Right, okay. Something else to check out. While Stinks has given me his next one, or us his next one, I'm going to look up the Shires.
I'm going to do a shout out and then another one, because I was looking through what albums have I got that begin with M. One of the ones I've got was given to me by Neil very recently, and it is Making Magic by Pat Travers, which was released in 1977. I've only played it a couple of times. It's a Pat Travers album. He's a very, very good guitarist. It's a 3-piece band. It does what 3-piece bands do. There's a very, very good version of Statesboro Blues on it, which is, I love the Allman's version. So I'll throw that in there because I own it. The one I want to spend just a minute talking about is a double M. You get an M at the beginning and you get an M for the band, like Maximum Darkness by Man. Only this time we've got Is Place Childhood by Marillion.
Marillion, okay.
Yes, which was released in 1985. I've got a couple of Marillion albums. I've got this one and Script for a Jester's Tear, and then I've got one of their more recent albums, like a big compilation thing called Then and Now, which was original Marillion, and then the most recent version. I think they're a really talented band. They kind of carried the flag for prog, not in the same way that 70s prog did, but they very much had a kind of story proggy feel to them. And Fish is obviously, not the greatest singer in the world, but a very, very talented songwriter. And he's written some beautiful stuff since he left Marillion, and they went, their separate ways with their new singer. Misplaced Childhood is the one that everybody knows because it's got Kaylee on it. It's got Lavender on it.
Lavender as well. Yeah,
and it's got Heart of Lothian, Blind Curve, and White Feather. It's 10 tracks, but they're the best 5 tracks in my opinion. I love Heart of Lothian, but obviously Kaylee is a great single. It's one which anybody who was growing up in the 80s knew. And it's a really good album. Well, Gordon said, do you want this Marillion album? I went, yeah, give it a go. I know a couple of the tracks on it. But I played it a few times and I really like it. And I got Script for a Jester's Tear off the back of it. So yeah, good album. Misplaced Childhood, Marillion.
I was the roadie for Marillion's drummer on a different tour.
Well, there we go.
So he was the drummer on the Passion tour.
Oh, was he?
Mosley.
Oh, okay.
And I was his drum roadie for the tour.
Nice.
I have had a text, if I may interject.
Yes.
A lovely wife has texted me.
Yes.
She comes from not very far from Stevenage. To say that Stevenage was the first place to have bike lanes.
Was that what it was? Maybe that was what it was.
That may be.
You're all right there, Pete?
No, I'm dying. You should.
All right.
Can you do it quietly?
Yeah, do it quietly.
No, because obviously
mute the mic.
Freaking neck off.
Mute the mic then. I was going to say something else. Oh, Sean has given us a message on the. You hear Sean's voice in the distance with Shaggy at the studios over there. He said, "What would Motorhead's album, the debut album Motorhead, count? It would count, but I don't think you're a great fan of Motorhead, are you? Stinks." And I don't know whether you are.
No.
I am definitely not.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Lemmy in his Hawkwind days, but no, not in.
Not in Motorhead. All right. Okay. Shall I have one other? It's my go, isn't it? Yeah. All right. Right. I'm going to do a 2-for-1 here because they're not kind of the same artist. One that you probably would. I was and ahhing. Should I include the Fab Four?
Yeah.
Because Magical Mystery Tour is an M album. But I kind of never really thought of it as an album of theirs. It came out in the States in 1967. It was officially released here in 1976 finally. But of course in 1967, when it came out, it was a double EP. As it was just like music from the TV film Magical Mystery Tour, which was pretty crap, to be fair, the film. Went out on Boxing Day, didn't it? In black and white as well, I think. So it didn't go down too well. Even John Lennon didn't see it as an album, actually. I noticed a quote from him saying, "It's not an album, you see." It turned into one over there in the US, but it was just meant to be music from the film. So basically, they didn't like the idea of having singles that had been released as singles, A and B sides, already be released, to be then included on an album. God, imagine that nowadays.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Magical Mystery Tour was, the album, when it came out in the States. It had 6 tracks from the film, which was the title track. It had Fool on the Hill, some great songs, don't get me wrong. Fool on the Hill, one of McCartney's good ones. Bit of instrumental track, incidental instrumental. That didn't sound right, but you know what I mean. Called Flying. It was the only, was it the only, or certainly the first instrumental song in their catalogue that was actually released. George Harrison song, Blue Jay Way, which is a bit dull. So you might like it, Stinks. It's George as well.
I like Blue Jay Way. It's one of my favourites.
Yeah, there you have it. And the one I prefer infinitely more would be Paul McCartney's song, Your Mother Should Know, which is So McCartney. And of course, I'm the Walrus finishing it off. And then on the second side of the album, Columbia decided to put, Columbia? The US label for the Beatles. I'm going mad.
No, I think
Capital, not Columbia. Going mad. Yeah, so the A's and B sides already released in 1967 were included. So you had Hello Goodbye, you had Strawberry Fields Forever, you had Penny Lane, you had Baby You're a Rich Man, which was the B-side of All You Need Is Love, which was also included. So that was one. It got to number 2 in the UK as an EP behind Hello Goodbye, funnily enough, in the charts, singles chart. Finally made 52, but not until about 2015 in the UK. It was number 1 in the States. But I'm going to go for sort of 2 for 1. One I said earlier on, I was listening to it this evening thinking I'm going to have another listen to that because I wasn't going to include it because I think it might be a bit bitty. Is McCartney's debut album, simply called McCartney. Released in 1970. Right in the middle, he's written a lot of songs then after the John Lennon had unofficially left the Beatles. He's down in the dumps up in Scotland, writing a lot of songs, and is a bit depressed, and I don't know. He got a few negative reviews. It's a little bit bitty. Some of the songs he'd had from the White Album days, like Junk and what's the other one, Teddy Boy, which you can get on, well, certainly on the deluxe edition of the White Album these days. Also the anthology albums, of which there's another one coming out later on in the year, I noticed, Anthology 4.
Yes,
But there's Every Night is a great song. It's so McCartney. And of course, possibly the greatest song that he's ever written, solo-wise, and ever released, is also featured on
maybe
it,
I'm amazed.
which is Maybe I'm Amazed. So that's on it too. The lovely Linda. It's just him, basically, on everything. Linda might help on vocals occasionally, but, you know.
When you say
enough said.
help, are you saying
Well,
help in the same way that
When I
Yoko
say help,
Ono
I mean
used to help?
hinder. Yeah, I mean
Yes,
hinder. Maybe.
Linda Hinder. It was kind
Linda
of
Hinder.
yeah, in the Linda.
So the album opened with that 45-second song, The Lovely Hinder. See what I did there. So I'm going for McCartney. I could have Magical Mystery Touring as well, but I'm going for McCartney, which came out a bit of angst because he refused to delay it so that the next album, the next Beatles, the final Beatles albums, Let It Be, could get all that stuff out. So he refused to, and he sort of released it a week before. And it was, I mean, he was obviously had the right ump with everyone at that point, didn't he? Because he didn't agree with anything they were doing, and he was proved right in the end. But still, Magical Mystery Tour, it's sort of a 2 for 1. Magical Mystery Tour and McCartney. So Jazzy, Jeff, you next.
Okay. I'm going to go 1999.
Are you going to party like it's 1999?
I am going to party like it's 1999. Q Magazine have said that this is the 70th best album of all time.
Wow.
What did Q Magazine know?
But clearly nothing.
They've gone
It
bust
has
now.
sold over 2.5 million copies in the UK.
Wow.
It was voted, so it came in second in the votes as the best Britpop album of all time, behind What's the Story?
99, you say?
99.
Well, Britpop had died by then.
And I am ashamed to say that I don't know it very well, even though I own it. It's got one single on it that is just astoundingly brilliant, and that we all know extremely well, and whether Pete likes it or not, I don't know. It's called The Man Who.
Oh,
Oh,
I have this as one of my albums. I have this as one of my albums, and I do know it quite well.
there we go then.
I think everybody should have a copy of The Man Who by Travis.
By Travis. Why Does It Always Rain on Me? It is just such a good song, and is our youngest daughter's theme tune.
Was it because she lied when she was 17?
No, it's because she thinks that it's always raining on her.
All right, okay.
I'm sure she did lie when she was 17, because didn't we all? But
Yes, indeed.
but apparently there's another 3 singles on it. But I don't know the album terribly well. But it's there. It was 9 weeks at number 1, and it's clearly a good album within its genre. And I'm going to have to play it a few times to get to know it better.
You should. The other 3 singles will be the first track on the album, Writing to Reach You.
Yep.
And
Deliver, was that one of them?
Driftwood.
Driftwood, yeah.
You know, Driftwood, yeah. I remember I went to V Festival Must have been in 99 or 2000, and Travis were playing. And I just remember the whole crowd singing along to Driftwood for a long, long time, whatever. And the other one, which I really loved, so much rockier. When I got electric guitar, when I started playing electric guitar, it's one of those that I want to just play, especially when it goes to the solo, which is probably just the same melody as the verse, which is called Turn. You turn, turn, turn,
Yeah.
etc. And they all got into. No, they didn't. Driftwood was 13. The other three got into the top 10. I've made a note of that. So that's good. But it's produced by Nigel Godrich, who's produced Radiohead. Also produced one of McCartney's albums, one of my albums from. When did we have that? I had that as one of my. Did we do an album 2005 or so? Anyway, yeah, Chaos and Creation in the Backyard. I can't remember when we were discussing that, but yeah. Title was derived, the name of the album. Sorry, Jeff, you got anything else to say
No,
about the
you
album?
carry on because I've done all I know about it. So
The title was derived from a book by a neurologist called Oliver Sacks.
I did know this.
You did know.
Hang on. Did you say a urologist?
Neurologist.
All right, nothing to do with peeing then.
No.
No. More to do with the brain, I suspect.
Right. Okay. I've got you. I just
Yeah,
didn't-
is that what was you're thinking? What's the word for that? A neurologist? Is that with no e in it or something?
No, it has
Neurologist is a
NEU,
brain.
neurologist. Yeah, brain
Urologist is
Oh, urologist. Yeah, urologist. That's the one. Anyway, the book, sorry, was called "The Man Who The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat." Number 70. Yeah, you're right. Best albums ever. I can see that. Also in the 100 albums you must hear before you die. And Fran Healy is not a bad songwriter, actually. They had some much. The first album was a bit rockier. This one was, I don't know, more melodic, I would say, and more melancholic material than the first one. But I do like the first album as well, and the third one. And I played a track by Travis that had an album out this year. And I can't remember the name of it, but they got a current album out and they're still making good songs. So the Travis Man Who for you, Jeff, and I had it as well, so that's good. That'll help for my 2 for 2. So Stinks.
I know that song. Why does it never rain or always rain on me?
Why is it always running on me? Yeah.
Never heard of Travis. Wouldn't recognise them in a lineup. So there we go.
Okay.
Right. Britpop. Nobody gives a damn. Well, so I don't.
And write it off.
Many Oasis fans will disagree with me. Although I did enjoy that mob who were at Glastonbury this year. What were they called? Pulp. They were quite good.
Oh, yeah,
anyway, right. I'm going for a twofer here. Jeff, you'll know this one. Moving Waves. And
yeah, okay.
Mother Focus.
I don't know that one so much.
I've got Moving Waves down for you.
Right.
And I thought he won't go for Mother Focus,
which is
it's
why
not his style. But so I've done it. I've got Mother Focus because I think it's a really good album.
Well, I've chosen Mother Focus. So I've got the two of them, and obviously I love Focus to bits. But what I like about Mother Focus is two things. Number one, it has one of the worst album designs in the history of album design. It is shocking. And when you look at, all of the other albums, you just go, what were you thinking? It's the last album of the original, not the original lineup, but it's the last album of the Focus everybody knows. And then Focus Comprobi came out, and then they kind of went off in a different direction. So it was kind of like the last thing where really Jan Akkerman wrote a load of the stuff. It's a good album. It's not a great album for me. I love the track Mother Focus. I love I Need a Bathroom, which is ridiculous, and but kind of really has become my theme tune because everywhere I go, I need the bathroom.
It's like your
It's
before
basically
the podcast, isn't it? Really?
Well, yes, it is a song for people of our generation with prostate issues.
Which reminds me, Sean has just said, rather amusingly, urologist is the wrong kind of streaming that we were involved in here.
Oh, yeah, very good. Yes, very good, Sean. Go to the top of the class. There's two weird tracks on it, Ackerman songs, which come one after the other on side 2. One's called "Someone's Crying." ... What? And then the next one's called "All Together." ... Oh, that. And you go, there has to have been drugs involved in that. And if there wasn't, then why did they? For me, the standout track on the album is Benny Helder. And that's the one that's on all the greatest hits albums off this album. I like it. I mean, Moving Waves is a classic. But I thought, let's go with Mother Focus. So
can I interject there, Carl, for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Peter, do you mind?
No, I just said pass it over.
I didn't hear. Okay. The reason that what you've just picked out as your favourite ones are the focus tracks.
Yes.
Apart from Need a Bathroom, which is not.
No.
Most die-hard Focus fans will go, it's not a good album. It's my favourite Focus album.
Yeah.
Because it's not a die-hard Focus album. I've got all of them, including Ship and Memories, which was the one that came after it.
Yeah.
And they're all good albums of that nature, of that Focus, proggy, like keyboards and all that stuff. These are much shorter songs, all of them.
Yeah.
They're much more accessible.
Yeah.
They're a soft jazz, funky rock fusion. Like there's a lot of bass in a lot of them. Tropic Bird, I think is really lovely and a very smooth and relaxing song.
Yeah, that's a beautiful song. I'd forgotten that.
But they're all far more. What's the word I'm looking for? They're far more poppy.
Yeah, radio friendly.
The length of songs.
Yeah, they're radio
just make the whole lot more accessible. And because
friendly.
of that, I like it more.
Big C friendly, one might say.
Big C would like it, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's almost like going back to what they did at the beginning, because Focus 1 is much more shorter pop songs like Sugar Island Cuba and all of which you played for me. So, it's kind of going back to where they started, and then they had that bit in the middle where they kind of went and expressed all the longer stuff. But no, I agree. I mean, it is a good album, but it is a shocking album cover.
Okay, I could see it, yeah. Soft vanilla, hard vanilla.
Yeah, soft vanilla, hard vanilla.
I need a bathroom.
Apart from the two that you mentioned there, drugs probably were involved, which is odd because you don't get drugs in Holland, do you?
No, it's renowned for being drug free. I mean, if you're going to pick a country in the world that's not doing drugs, then you're going to go the Netherlands and Colombia. So
yeah, it's all bikes and dikes in Holland, isn't it?
Indeed. And I remember studying dikes. It's a good place to put a finger in a dike legally.
Yes. Well, that's another story which we're not gonna delve into. Before I go on to my next one, sorry, Barbie's just given us a couple. I've got some from Neil. I must remember to read them out at the end. Remind me if I've forgotten. Barbie's given us a couple. Whether you'd have heard of them, I actually had one of them on my list as ones that I could look into, but I haven't included it, which is an album by the Smashing Pumpkins called Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. Are you aware of this album?
No, but it sounds like my kind of album because it sounds
from the title, it does sound
it does, doesn't it? Yes, none of this poppy crap.
No.
Excellent.
All right, and the other one was Eminem, which is Music to Get Murdered By, which I'm sure there's a joke there somewhere.
Can I just go off? Can I just go off piece here for a second?
Again, go on then.
Well, not off piece. Some of the Eminem stuff is absolutely superb.
Yeah, he's brilliant. For what he does, Eminem's
for what
brilliant.
He does, some of it is really, really good.
I wouldn't rush out and buy an album, but what he does very well.
We do own an album. My wife and I own an Eminem album.
The Royal We.
I don't think I've ever played it fully all the way through because I can't get my head around it.
You know.
But some of the stuff that he does is really clever.
Yep, absolutely, it is.
Yes, there's probably a lot of sampling involved in there, isn't there?
I'm sure from a musical perspective,
This is what I don't. I suppose I don't like. I mean, I tolerate it, but it's just like using other people's songs and talking over them, basically.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Can I throw this one in? Because I absolutely adore this album. It came out in 1962, so I didn't get it when it came out, funnily enough. But it's an album that I'm sure my dad would have loved as well, and maybe your dad would have loved. I don't know, or maybe your mum. Ray Charles, absolute gem of an album in '62 called "Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music." Have you heard it? You
No.
would love it, Jeff. I don't know
Would
about
I?
you, Stinks.
Okay.
It sort
I
of
like
moves
Ray
away.
Charles. I've got a Ray Charles album, but
Yeah. But this is like it moves. It's like a jazzy country music that he manages to get into sort of an R&B ish style. But I mean, it's such great songs, some classic songs on there, a lot of covers. He had got guys come in to help him out choose what songs to put on it. It was a little bit of a departure from his earlier stuff on Atlantic Records. I forget what label this was on, but it wasn't on Atlantic. Bit of country, bit of folk, Western music standards. It got absolutely immediate critical and commercial success. It was number one in the States, even made number 6 here. There were 4 singles in the States, which all got into the top 60. You got Born to Lose, Careless Love. I just love Careless Love as a song. And then the big number one, both sides of the Atlantic, was I Can't Stop Loving You, and that's on there. And You Don't Know Me, another classic, got to number 2 in the States, number 9 over here. But all the other songs, Bye Bye Love, the Bryant uh, husband and wife team, Bye Bye Love, the Everleys thing, Half as Much, I Love You So Much It Hurts, Just a Little Lovin', Worried Mind, It Makes No Difference Now. And You Win Again, Hey Good Looking, the Hank Williams song as well. So it's again not a duff track. Grammy winner in 1963 for the best R&B recording, nominated for Album of the Year. Rolling Stones got it number 104 in their greatest albums of all time, and I just love
What's
it.
it
I
called?
could sit and I could listen to it all day.
What's it called?
It's called Modern Sounds of Country and Country and Western Music. You'll hear some from tomorrow, no doubt. Anyway,
I shall
I'm
look
sure I'll
forward
put one
to
in.
it.
If not, then Friday. Are you around Friday as well?
Right.
Yeah, okay. There'll be one of them. Okay, so that's me done for that. So, Jazzy Jeff, on to you.
Okay. I'm going to go back to my roots. 1979. Certified gold and platinum. Which is no mean feat for what is a jazz fusion album. Smooth jazz instrumental album. There's no singing on it at all, I don't think. Why is it achieved that? Well, actually, because it's a fabulous album. This is Morning Dance by Spyro Gyra.
right.
Oh, yeah. I remember you've requested that
I
song,
have.
haven't you?
I have before. The main guy is a guy called Jay Beckstein, who's
Sorry, I have as well because
Have
I've
you?
got Spyro Gyra's greatest hits. Yeah.
Okay.
Who's the main guy, the writer, the arranger, the producer, the whole
Yeah.
produces bits of it. And it's got all the usual suspects from the late 70s on it. It's got the Brecker Boys, it's got Steve Jordan on drums, it's got Rick Strauss on guitar, and it's 9 songs of quality, smooth jazz generally. Some of them are a bit more upbeat than others. But Morning Dance, which got to number 17 in the UK, is the outstanding song. But there's a song called Heliopolis, which is brilliant. So
Yeah, it is.
there's a whole load of them that are just good quality nighttime jazz.
Yeah.
And it's well worth a listen. There is no angst. There is no pain. It's light sort of feeling, but at the same time, it's been a really good musically as well.
Okay.
There you
I
go.
remember I quite enjoyed this morning dance when I played it. So yeah,
It's a nice song.
it's quite
I'll pick
poppy. It's
something
quite
off it.
poppy, though, isn't it? You say jazz
Yeah,
fusion.
quite poppy. Yeah. I mean,
But that was, but Spyro Gyra were like that. They managed
Mm.
to make that jazz fusion-y sound more commercial.
Yeah.
They made it accessible so that people wanted to buy it.
Now, sorry, before you go on, it is your go, Pete, yeah?
Yeah.
Before you go on, I've just got another little note here from Sean. And this is one, when you started talking about jazz and instrumentals and what have you, I couldn't remember whether either one of you were a fan of John Coltrane. I thought one of you
Yes,
was.
me, I am big fan.
So, yeah, Sean has said my favourite things were John Coltrane. So
Yeah, great album.
maybe that's one that you've got on your list. I don't
I
know.
haven't, but it's a great album. Yeah.
I haven't either.
And
Okay.
neither have I. All right, Stinks, what have you got if you haven't got my favourite things?
Okay.
Julie Andrews' version of it, I mean, to be honest.
I've done most of my vinyl albums now. I'm onto my CDs.
Okay.
I've got loads, but I'm just going to pick some out and then I'll just throw the others in at the end.
Yeah,
So I'm going to go with a 2008 album, which was released by a gentleman whose first album just was stratospherically successful. It's on the Universal Music Classics and Jazz label. And it is basically a classical music piece featuring Lang Lang on piano with the Sinfonia Sfera Orchestra and Haley Westenra on vocals. But on classical...
He's got a really good voice.
Who?
Haley Westenra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On classical guitar is Mr. Mike Oldfield, and the album is Music of the Spheres, which is basically it's part one and part two, and it's basically the story. It's a musical story about how everything is interlinked and connected, and within the universe. So it's kind of like a vaguely kind of spiritual, maybe. It's a brilliant piece of music. It's like listening to a classical album. My son Nick recommended it to me. He said, "You got to buy this, Dad. You'll love it." And I thought, okay, go with it. And I did. It's one of those albums which you can put on late at night and just drift away listening to. I wouldn't say there's not a duff track on it, because it isn't really. I mean, there's loads of different songs, but it's all, songs, quote unquote. But it's a musical piece. It's like listening to a Beethoven symphony. But I mean, he is such a good guitarist, Mike Oldfield. I mean, he's brilliant. And he's a musical genius. He wrote the whole damn thing himself, so it's well worth a listen. Music of the Spheres.
Up there with Roy Wood.
Yeah, right up there with Roy Wood.
All right. Music of the Spheres. So that was a Mike Oldfield album, wasn't it, you say?
Yes, it's a Mike. Yes,
Yeah,
Mike. It's
yeah,
Music of the Spheres, Mike Oldfield.
Okay.
But it's more classical than it is rock. Well, I mean, it's definitely not rock, but it's a beautiful piece of music, and everyone should listen to it once if they, like classical sounding with a bit of jazz. It's beautiful. It's a really beautiful album.
Okie dokie. I'm going to go. Why not? I'll bring us up into the 21st century with one of them at least. Because I don't think I mentioned it before. 2010. This was June 2010. And it was released on her 57th birthday. Her 11th studio album. And it's called Memphis Blues. It got to a massive 105 in the UK chart. It got to number 26 in the States. It was a Grammy nominee in 2010. Best-selling blues album of 2010. And the singer, and it does contain basically a bunch of cover versions of classic blues songs like "Just Your Fool," which the Stones did a blues album for Blue and Lonesome. I think it was a few years ago. I think that opened that album as well. Other songs, there's a Lowell Fulson song, "Shattered Dreams," "Early in the Morning." Now Don't Bother Me, an Albert King song. Another Rolling and Tumbling. That's got a couple of mentions tonight. Rolling and Tumbling, the Muddy Waters song. Memphis Slim song, Mother Earth, and Robert Johnson's Crossroads. B.B. King is on vocals and guitar on Early in the Morning. Ann Peebles vocals on Rolling and Tumbling. The artist in question is Cyndi Lauper.
Really?
Really?
Yes.
Mm.
That's steps back in amusement, you two there.
Steps back in it. What's it called?
Memphis Blues.
Memphis Blues. Oh, interesting. Okay.
I'll try to get one of those in the show tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
As well, so.
fine. Sounds good.
Okay. I'm just trying to read the messages here. Oh yeah. Sean has come back and said, "Bikes and Dykes, my favourite Queen album." Yeah, Stinks loves a bit of Queen.
And a bit of bike.
And a bit of Bike.
Yeah, I'm not going there.
No,
don't
you shouldn't.
go there. Right, Jeff,
Do
what
we
have
have-
you got?
Should we start with Grammy Award winners?
Go on
So
then.
this is a Grammy Award winner for the Best New Artist of 1992. It's a self-titled folk rock album, debut album. Gold in the UK, Australia and Germany. Gold and platinum in the US. Has one standout, magnificently standout track. But I think the album can stand on its own without that standout track as well. Steve Gadd's playing drums on a couple of them. James Taylor is on backing vocals for one of them. Anyone want to have a guess? Go
I
on.
know. I think this is the album that I chose that you might pick. I may be
Okay.
wrong, and I may look like an idiot, but I've gone for Mark Cohen.
It is Mark Cohen.
Right,
Oh.
that's on my list too.
Okay. Well, there we go. So, Mark
That was
Cohen
easy.
by Mark Cohen. Walking in Memphis is
Oh.
obviously the standout track, and it's brilliant.
It is.
It's better by him than it is by Cher, but that's another story. But Silver Thunderbird is fabulous. True
That's a good song.
Companions, which is the one that James Taylor's on backing vocals for, is superb. Strangers
Okay.
in the Car is a superb song. 29 Ways just is
Yeah, great song.
it's almost scary. It's a
You
really
requested
good
that
album.
one. You request 29 Ways once? I think you did. Did you
Me?
request that one? Yeah,
It's possible.
I had this Mark Cohen album
Yes,
as
I
one of
did.
my debut albums.
I think you did. Yeah. Oh, okay.
On the back of it, I bought Rainy Season, which was his next album.
And that wasn't so good.
Not as good.
No.
In fact, nowhere near as good.
No.
It's not awful, but it's nowhere near. This is a
Right.
fabulous album.
Well,
I didn't
think
get
it's
the
one of these-
album.
You know that conversation we've had many, many times about how some artists, they bring out the first album and there's that great splurge of creativity.
Yeah.
I think he's a classic example of that.
Yeah,
He
definitely.
really is. You know, because anything that he's done since is nowhere near as good as that album. I'd add Dig Down Deep to that as well. I think that's a great song. Yeah, it's a really, really good album.
Probably, you say splurge of activity, creativity, or whatever. Most of them were probably done in the build up to the first album, so you just wasted all the songs on the first. Maybe they should hold back half of the really decent songs
I think some
and put them
bands
on
do.
the second album.
And not all bands do that, and we've had this conversation many times.
Yeah.
But that Mark Cohen album is a classic example of a band that just did it all at, you know, like the Crack Rear View, the Hootie and the Blowfish album. You know, boom, great songs, and then you go, well, so what else is there? You know, so yeah, there's that. I wasn't going to choose it because I thought, well, it's boring choosing the M for Mark, but I thought, well, actually, no, it's
No,
a really,
it's not.
really
It's
good
not.
album.
You
Yeah.
can have it. Okay, so you got that was one of your albums, was it?
Well, no, Jeff chose it, but I had it as well, and so did you.
All
so
right, okay.
That was all.
You got another one then?
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the kind of jazzy, fusiony thing. This is the third of the kind of 5 classic 1970s albums. Sorry, the fourth. It's the 4th studio album, but it's the 3rd of the kind of 5 which everybody knows, or everybody who's into jazz rock. And this is Mysterious Traveller by Weather Report. So it's the first one which has got Alphonso Johnson on bass, as opposed to what's his name, Vidus, who wrote a lot of the songs. Wayne Shorter on sax, Joe Zawinul on keys. It's the forerunner to Black Market, which was the forerunner to Heavy Weather, which is the one that everybody knows and which had the hit single off it. But the title track, Mysterious Traveller, is good. American Tango is a good song. My favourite one is Nubian Dance. Jungle Book, that's a good song. It's classic Weather Report. You either like that kind of music or you don't. I love it. I've got everything they've done or from that classic period. And it's an M, so it's in.
Okay, you like it. No doubt I probably won't then in that case, will I, with Weather Report, you think?
You'll like them more than Return to Forever, but and certainly more than the Mahavishnu Orchestra. So it depends what your scale of naught to crap is. But
longer than yours is the answer.
Well, yes, significantly longer than mine.
Right, okay. Let us get. Well, I've got another couple here. Well, I've got a few more actually, but maybe a couple. What's the time? We've only got about 15 minutes or so. I've mentioned this a number of times before, so I don't want to go on too much about it, but I'm going to plump for Mystery Girl, which was Roy Orbison's final album before he passed away. In fact, it was released posthumously. The usual suspects on there, with George Harrison on a couple of the tracks. I don't know whether Tom Petty's on there, but certainly Mike Campbell of the Heartbreakers is there. Bono will be there on his song. Steve Cropper, Ray Cooper, you name it. You Got It was a fairly big hit. Number 3 here, 9 in the States. That was a Jeff Lynne who also produced it as well, Tom Petty and Roy Orbison's song, as was California Blue. It's another great song. And She's a Mystery to Me, which was a Bono and The Edge song, which they sort of wrote with Roy Orbison in mind. That was a top 30 hit over in the UK as well. But other great songs, like In the Real World, All I Can Do Is Dream You, A Love So Beautiful. They're so Roy Orbison in the vocal, you can just sort of imagine A Love So Beautiful. You can sort of imagine the song, really. And The Comedians is a great song as well, which is an Elvis Costello tune, which is on there, which I also love. And Careless Heart I think, finishes the album. That's Roy Orbison who wrote that with Albert Hammond and Diane Warren, a well-known partnership, songwriting partnership. So I've gone for Mystery Girl to get out of the way. So, Jeff, what have you got?
I'm going to go for 2010, this guy's 4th studio album, My Kind of Party. Does that ring a bell with anybody at all?
That name of the album?
Yep.
Doesn't ring a bell to me.
Okay. This is James Aldean.
Jason Aldean.
Jason Aldean, sorry.
That's him.
What did I say?
You said James.
Did I really? My apologies.
Yeah.
Jason Aldean.
Yeah.
It's a modern country. It's rocky. There's one track on it called Dirt Road Anthem, which is described by the Washington Post as boundary stretching moments.
Oh.
Because basically it's a country rap, which is a little bit odd, but kind of works. There's a duet on there with Kelly Clarkson because everybody has to do a duet with Kelly Clarkson. The song that I've picked a few times for the show, Colin, is Church Pew or Barstool Kind of Town.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Which is a really good song. The lyrics are great and quite amusing in themselves. There's another song called Tattoos on This Town, which is about him and his mates and what they've left behind in this little town. It's just an ordinary, relatively hardcore, rocky country album, decently produced. there's nothing not to like if you like that sort of music, and a lot of people do at the moment. It's a very popular style of stuff.
It is. There's a lot of it about. Has he got a beard? It's my interest. I'm trying to think.
I
A
believe he has.
lot of these country artists these days have beards.
Yeah.
I've noticed this.
Well,
All the best people do have beards.
Well, this is true.
I have a
This
beard.
is true.
I have a beard towards the end of the week.
Yeah. I know
I've
what you
got
mean.
quite a lot. I've got quite a lot of beard currently, but it's getting hacked off on Friday.
Oh, right, okay. All right, Jason Aldean, My Kind of Party.
Jason Aldean, My Kind of Party.
Excellent. Okay, Stinks, go on in.
Well, I've got a few to
let's
throw
wrap this
in.
up soon, then.
Yeah, I've got a few. Well, we've got 15 minutes, haven't we? I've got a few to throw in at the end, which are kind of they're ones I've talked about before, and I thought there's no point just keep on regurgitating the same album. So I'm kind of choosing ones which I haven't. So the last one of the ones I haven't chosen before or talked about before is 2005, Robert Plant and the Strange Sensation, and the album is Mighty Rearranger, which was the first of the Plant solo albums that I bought. Mighty Rearranger was played on Planet Rock a lot. That's when I heard it. And I thought, I really like that, so I'm going to buy this album and take a chance. And it's a really good album. It's 12 tracks. The title track, Mighty Rearranger, is a good song. Dancing in Heaven's a good song. The Enchanter I particularly like. There's one which is kind of a little bit of a poke at our friends across the pond called Freedom Fries. And a really nice song called Let the Four Winds Blow. So again, I think I've got 3 Planty solo albums, plus the one he did with Alison Krauss, the Raising Sand, which is the one everybody owns.
Yeah. He's done more than one with her, I think, hasn't he? Done more than one with her.
There was another one came out last year. Yeah. But I always thought within Zeppelin, because he was just the singer. I mean, I know he wrote some of the stuff, but I think, he's always regarded as he's always seen as a lead singer as opposed to a musician. And I think that's unfair, because a lot of his solo stuff, he writes and and produces and everything. And he's done some really good stuff. And Mighty Rearranger is a really good album.
I'm familiar with it. Interesting.
Well, I shall be choosing this title track tomorrow.
Okay.
Will you be rearranging it first?
Yes, mightily.
So we don't. So which one was the one that dig at our friends from across the pond? You said that was on Freedom Fries.
Yeah, Freedom Fries.
And Let the Four Winds Blow. Is that like a dig at Stinky Pete? Maybe, I don't know.
Certainly it was this morning when I was driving to the dentist. 3-litre car powered by 5 litres of fart. So it was great fun. Anyway,
Lovely.
There we go. Moving on.
What a pretty picture you paint.
I always do.
I have got, there's a couple I could mention, but I'm sure I mentioned before. I could mention, I'll go for one like you. I'll go for one that I don't think I mentioned before. I've probably mentioned them before. But I've got Madman Across the Water I could have chosen.
Yeah.
Elton John.
I've got that down for you.
Yeah, if I don't know how many I've had here, but I mean, I could have had it on. Also, I got music from Big Pink by the band, their first album.
Good choice.
Which I could have chosen. I'm going to go for something that is more me, I suppose, overall. And it came out in 69 in the UK, July 70 in the US. And I'm not sure whether it had any singles on it. They had a massive number 1 single in 1970 from their next album. And that was number 1 for about 5, 6, 7 weeks maybe in the summer. And it wasn't what was the other big hit in 70? No, I was thinking no, it's The Wonder of You. It's not Elvis, not The Wonder of You, don't worry. It's Mungo Jerry. And I've gone for their debut album called Mungo Jerry.
Mungo Jerry.
Got number 13 here, 64 even in the States. And it was weird. It had an album sleeve. Not that I got the album when it came out, but reading about it, had an album sleeve that contained little photos and things inside the sleeve, and some red and green 3D glasses that if if you looked at the sleeve. This is in 1969. I know, amazing stuff. Almost Sergeant Pepper-like. That's why they didn't have them in Sergeant Pepper when it came out. But there are 5 Ray Dorset songs on there, and generally they're the best ones. There's no In the Summertime, which is the song I was talking about, of course, number 1 for ages in the summer of 70. But things like Johnny Be Bad, see what he did there, and Maggie, Peace in the Country, See Me, and My Friend. I love My Friend as well. And I'll try and get one of those in tomorrow in the show. There's a bunch of other original band songs as well, plus a song. It was a whole band wrote, and I don't know what the word is because the title of the song, and I had this on one of their maxi singles, probably on In the Summertime. It's called Mother, and then there's a word in the middle with 4 asterisks and 2 exclamation marks, or if you're watching in the States or listening to the States, exclamation points, boogie. So Mother something boogie. I really haven't got
on a
clue.
postcard, please.
Yes, answers on.
Would that be like Mother Focus, which if you say it very fast,
it could be. Yeah, it could be.
So.
Yeah. But you know what autocorrect is like.
Auto correctly wrong.
It's a real mother forklift at times, isn't it?
It's a real mother forklift. Yeah. Absolutely.
Right. Okay. So that's. I'm going to go Mungo Jerry. Go on then. Jeff.
Should I wish? I've got 2 left, both of which we've spoken about quite a lot in the past.
Tell us on both.
I'll just whiz through them both very quickly.
Yeah.
First one, 2006, Morph the Cat, Donald Fagen.
Got that on my list for you. Got it on my list for me. So well done.
It's not the Night Fly, because nothing is.
No.
It's not Communicate, because it's better than that. There's 999 million people on it. It's a great album. It's all about death and decay and illusion and loss, and it's really dark humoured, and there's some really good songs on it. And if it weren't for the Night Fly, it would be his best album.
The Great Pagoda of Fun.
Well, there we are.
I thought you really liked happy songs, though, Jeff.
Well, I do, and they are musically they are.
All right.
They just got this dark
happy music, dark lyrics. All right.
The other one, which I'm sure Pete's got as well, 1975, Matching Head and Feet, Kevin Coyne.
I bloody forgot it.
Well, there we go.
I can't believe I forgot that.
Okay. It would be one of my top 20 albums. Let me make this very clear. This album is not as good as we think it is. Okay? It's a good album. It's fun. It's dreadfully produced. It's got some fantastic songs on it. Sunday Morning Sunrise, I just adore.
Yeah.
Turpentine is angst-ridden, but it has a place in our history, and I don't quite know why. And I'm sure that's the reason that we love it. But actually, there's a lot better albums.
I'll tell you why it's got a place in our history, because my university mate Graham Buckingham, he knew Kevin Coyne because he used to live up in Stafford.
Right.
And so he was the one who said, you've got to listen to this album. And I listened to it and thought, this is really rough. But actually, that's what I like about it. It is not overproduced. It is just raw. And I think it's a great album. And I can't believe I forgot that.
And I will repeat it yet again. Kevin Coyne was offered the chance to replace the dead Jim Morrison in The Doors and said, no, that's not for me.
Rightly so.
Interesting.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so I'll run through my ones that we haven't yet mentioned. So I haven't chosen Manifesto by Roxy Music because you played it the other week as one of
It's
my
on my list for you.
Yeah.
as one of my albums, and it is my favorite Roxy album. I haven't mentioned Mouth to Mouth by the Levelers for the same reason, because you played that as one of my albums last week.
Crosses out 2 of the ones I listed for you.
Yeah. I haven't mentioned Meliora by Ghost because we've talked about that before as well. And I haven't mentioned what I consider to be a perfect, faultless album, 1998, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Well, see, that's another one I got down for you. I thought that was a certainty.
Well, I did, but because I've spoken about it so often, I just decided not to choose the ones. I've spoken about Mouth to Mouth. I've spoken about Manifesto. I've spoken about Melioria. You know how much I love Ghost. I just thought, just go with different stuff. So, but I mean, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, it's faultless. It's a great album.
Is that you done then?
Yeah, that's it. That's me.
All right. I've got a few others here that I thought you might have chosen. Why? I might be wrong. There's a couple of Floyd albums that you might have chosen. Medal.
Medal, yeah, I've got that for you.
And A Momentary Lapse of Reason. I don't know which one.
Well, I don't own Momentary Lapse of Reason yet. That's one of the ones I'm waiting for. Okay. And Medal is okay. Echoes is a great song, but it's not one of my. It's a 1971, but it's not one of 1971's classic albums. I like it. I don't love it.
I've got Made in Japan for you as well.
I've got Made in Japan. Yeah, okay.
I forgot that.
Made in Japan. I've got Machine Head.
Well, I don't. That's the one I don't own. That's the one I'm waiting for.
Okay, from Deep Purple, but Made in Japan, yeah.
But I do own Made in Japan. Yeah, that was a ball dropped.
And I thought your balls would have dropped ages ago, sir.
Can you continually lower the tone of this podcast?
I lower the balls.
It's a good job. It's a good job that I maintain.
We're not on the BBC.
Standard that's going to get us onto the BBC.
All right, there's a couple of others maybe you got to run for. I wasn't sure, but the ones that you might be up your alley, which was Man Who Sold the World, Bowie.
Yeah.
A couple of Manfred Mann's Earth Band's albums that you could have had, like Manfred Mann's Earth Band and Messin.
Yeah, I think I own Messin. I haven't got Manfred Mann's Earth Band yet. That's on my list.
Minstrel in the Gallery.
Yep, I've got that for you as well.
Jethro Tull.
Oh, because I forgot that as well. I just got that. I literally got that a few weeks ago. Well, the thing is,
no more than you do.
I got it a few weeks. Well, this is my whole point. I've got so many albums, and I got to the point where I thought I can't lie on the floor anymore, going down the spines of all these albums.
Colin, before we run out of time, if I don't do this, I'm going to get crucified. I have to say, Master of Puppets by Metallica.
Who's that for?
My dearly beloved.
Okay. She's a Metallica fan.
Oh, yeah. She wanted us to walk up the aisle to the guitar solo out of Who the Bell Tolls. But
you didn't.
Moondance. Great album.
Moondance, another one, yeah.
Monk's Dream, which you won't know, by Thelonious Monk. Who's a jazz pianist.
I know Thelonious Monk, but yeah.
Played a lot with John Coltrane. Monk's Dream's a good album. And you haven't chosen The Motels, which I thought you might have done.
Me?
Yeah, no?
I'm familiar with the album, really, to be honest.
Okay. And you haven't chosen Madonna, which I thought you might have done.
No chance. Not for me, not my bag. I mean, I like the odd song every now and again.
Who doesn't like Madonna? What's Madonna ever done not to be liked?
Many things at many different levels.
Oh, yeah, Stinks really doesn't like Madonna. I can tolerate most people in small doses. There's an album called Mountain. I thought you might have had. Did you mention that one?
The debut album by the band Mountain.
By Mountain, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't own it. So I've literally only chosen stuff that I own.
And I've got Moving Pictures as well.
Four that you said.
Moving Pictures was another one I had down for you. Which is a Rush album.
That's. I mean, I've got it.
Bit too commercial.
No, Rush. They're all right, but I don't love them, and I've forgotten I even owned it. I do own it, but.
And Tammy says hello, everyone. That's Shaggy's mum.
Hi.
Hello, Tammy.
Hi, Tammy.
Thanks for watching. Just as we're coming to an end now, though,
need to search what Neil's chosen because he'll get upset otherwise.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just about to do. Neil has gone for the following: Montrose by Montrose.
Yeah, good album. Good album.
And Mr. Fantasy by Traffic.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's on my list for Gordon to get me, but he hasn't got it for me yet.
Joe and I were trading, Me, Myself and I.
Yeah, it's a great album.
The James Gang with Miami. This is Tommy Bolin debuted with them after he replaced Joe Walsh in the band. Machine Head, Deep Purple, that I mentioned earlier. Making Magic, Pat Travis, you mentioned it earlier, Stinks.
I did.
And Madman Across the Water, Elton John. Master of Reality, Black Sabbath.
Yeah,
And Motown by Michael McDonald. Now, I've left the last one off because why the hell you haven't chosen it, I really don't know. Certainly not my bag, not my mag. Got
Ooh.
Maggot Brain.
Oh shit! I can't believe I forgot that. Oh.
That one I thought would have been almost top.
Well, it was, yeah, but when
With
I
the
was going,
Miseducation of Lauren Hill, I thought
yeah,
Maggot
when I was
Brain
going
by
down the
Funkadelic.
CDs, I must have had a brain fart when I got to Maggot Brain. That is really not. I love that album. It's absolutely brilliant.
Okay, well, we'll leave you on a
Well, that's
fart,
five that
which
I.
is not for the
That's
first time.
five that I dropped the ball on. But all that does prove is I've got an awful lot of M albums.
That's true. All right. Okay, you've got a lot of albums. Right. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. I don't think I've got loads of others I could mention, but we're not going to mention them all now. I'll try and play a few from yours. If you send me your requests for tomorrow or for Friday or Friday, I'll try to get them in the show, which will be on at 8 tomorrow morning, 3 a.m. it is at Eastern, 8 a.m. here in the UK on CBW Radio. Could be worse. It really could be. And we'll be back next week off the record, but it will be Tuesday rather than Wednesday because of other commitments I've got. Football is the word. Going to see the mighty Tottenham Hotspur.
Greece is the word.
Greece is the word, actually. I might play Greece tomorrow. Someone's requested that. Are you going to see Cleveland Browns at the Spurs ground, Stinks, by any chance?
No, I didn't. I never bothered to try and get the tickets because
Sold out, isn't it?
the queue with the circulating white thing just goes on forever.
No, the Wheel
As
of
soon
Doom.
as the tickets are released, they go. It's mental even trying. I don't bother.
Absolute nightmare. You'll watch it on TV, no doubt.
Yes,
All
because
right,
now Channel 5 now does 2 matches back to back. So on Sunday, I started at 5:30 and I finished at midnight.
Is that Dermot O'Leary introduced it?
Yes, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, I think I saw an advert for
really
that.
good show. Really good show.
Right, thanks for today. Good lot of M albums. N will be the next one, whenever that might be. I don't know what the subject's going to be for Tuesday, but obviously got one few a day to work something
make
out.
it something simple, which involved very little research.
Okay, all right.
What he says.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. This podcast will be posted to the usual places over the coming days, and Spotify being the main one, but all the podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, it'll be there, I'm sure. When Shaggy gets a moment to do that, and we thank Shaggy as always
Cheers, Shaggy.
for putting it all
Thank
together.
you.
And thank you, Stinks, and thank you, Jazzy Jeff. All I have really got to say now is, it's a good night from me,
and it's a good night from him.
And it's a good night from them.